And then between the ages of like 15 and 23, I think it was, I didn't read a page. I read the Mirror, and that was about it. You know, it was like I'd read the Mirror, the Echo, and that'll be it. That'd be my summer total reading. But then it was like someone gave me, I think it was Mark Billingham's first book, and I picked that up and I started reading it. And then someone else gave me a box full. This is my auntie gave me it actually. She gave me a box full of Stephen King novels, and I went through the whole lot and read them all. And then I just carried on reading, and like my first daughter was born, my second daughter was born, and I just carried on. And so like when I started getting online more, is that what I realised, that you can talk to these writers, and they'll answer you and stuff like that.
I started to do stand-up, and I did a bit of acting, and I was in a film, and was a little bit of telly. I wrote a script that nearly got picked up by the BBC, that thing that you were saying where...
That nearly, yeah.
You know, you come so close and you feel like it's took out of your hand. And then through a fluke, I started driving a cab because I needed to pay for dog food. And I ended up, through a coincidence, everything just lining up, I ended up writing a column for a magazine. That, if I'd not got that job, God knows what I'd be doing now. I'd probably be back selling cards.
What was the column about?
It was about, what happened was, I was driving a cab one night, and because I was scratching around looking for something to do, I'd try anything. Literally, I would try anything. And this night, I got this job in Liverpool. It was quite late, it was about 12 o'clock or something like that, and I was still doing stand-up then. I was getting I was on the verge of going full-time with stand-up, and I was enjoying it. And I got this job in Liverpool, and a lady got in the cab called Angie Salmons, who edited a magazine called Liverpool and Manchester Confidential. And she said, I said, oh, you know, you're out late, it's kind of 12:30, middle of the week. And she said, oh, I've been at awards dinner in Manchester. Now, the awards dinner, a friend of mine was up for an award at that dinner.
Right.
And I knew the name of the awards, I knew,
yeah,
you know, who'd won it and stuff like that, because we've been corresponding on Twitter, on text all night. And she said, how do you know about that? This, like, you know, this hairy ass cab driver, like, you know, why do you know about that? And I went on my mates up for an award. I said, what were you doing there? And she said, oh, I had this in a magazine. So I just said, oh, I do a bit of writing. No idea whatsoever. And she said, oh, what do you write about? And I just said, oh, what happens in the cab? It was just pure bullshit, basically.
Yeah, bullshit, right, yeah, so you just like,
And she said, well, send me some stuff tomorrow.
If she'd had a hairdressing salon, for example, you might be like, well, I'm very handy with the scissors.
I swear to God,
you would be a round table with different...
Exactly. I'll be sitting here now with highlights.
Specialises, yes. The rats have attacked me hair stuff.
We'd all be wondering why you were here.
Came along about 2011, 2012 after I had a conversation with my agent in which he thought I really ought to, you know, get back to what I had most success with, which was police procedural. But whereas our hands were tied with the bill because it went to air before the 9 o'clock watershed, with a novel we could really let rip, you know. And we do let rip. We let rip in every.
Have a good swear.
Yeah, have a good swear, and lots of car chases and lots of police brutality and all sorts of things that you couldn't put on television without upsetting the Metropolitan Police, you know. So.
There was a conversation with a writer called Charlie Williams.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
He did like a series of novels, like very lad lit type of novels, brilliant stuff, like Royston Blake, I think they were. And he was a really nice guy, and he was one of the first people I told that I was going to review it and things like that. And we got into a conversation. It was a jokey thing, and it was something about I said something about vampires, and they never have like just normal names. I said, you never hear about Jeff the uninspired vampire, you know, just sits around and does nothing. They're all like, you know, proper ones. And he went, you got to write that. So I sat there for a bit and I thought, do you know what, I might try that. And I wrote this 600-word short story about this uninspired vampire who just was like, you know, I really want to go out and you know, bite people on the neck and things like that, but I can't really be arsed.
Yeah.
And it's about like sitting there and
We've all
going,
been there, haven't
Yeah.
it was like basically there was this guy just sitting there just like watching ITV2 going, Jeremy Kyle will be on now, and then there's Mauri Povich is on the hour, you know, and all that type of thing. And I sent it to him and he went, first off, you fucking idiot, why have you done that for? You know? Like, I didn't really mean it. You know? Second of all, like, you know, what other stuff have you done? Because, like, you know, like, it'd be interesting, because I thought this was quite good, and I went, literally the first thing I've written, and he was like, oh, you got to go on now. And I did, I just started writing a few more short stories. It got published on it's no longer with us, but it was an online, like, magazine type of thing, which was called Thrillers, Killers and Chillers.
That was Colberry's thing.
Colberry and Mac Hilton,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they did that. And I got a story put on there, and that was a very different thing. It
was the same publisher as him when I started out, and you know, and you're like, right, well, so what's the marketing budget? And they sort of said, oh no, we'll you know, we'll wait until you've written about 5 books until that kicks in, till you've got shelf presence like Ian Rankin. And I thought at the time, I don't know if I've even got 5 books to write. You know, it took enough to get this one. I mean, I don't feel that now. I feel that's going to be my life. But I think with Ian Rankin, people always make the point that a publisher isn't going to, you know, they make a decision probably on that first book, and it wouldn't go to 5 books. I mean, he's immensely successful. I mean, that was the right thing to do. To you know, he's, you know. But
it's nice to see someone who's immensely successful who is probably one of our best crime writers going. You know, it's like, you know, it's nice to see that kind of success for someone who's stuck at it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking nearly 30 years of Rebus now. You know, it's coming up on that, because I think it was like 87. I think it was his first Rebus one. It was a black and blue, wasn't it?
And he's a very nice man. You know, he's So I mean,
he was. So it's nice to see, like, you know, that kind of career. You know, but would that happen now is another question. But
I hope so.
I mean, it is one of those stories that you hear though, where it's like, look, it took Ian Rankin 10 books. You know, it took Mark Billingham's first book did well, but I'm not sure if he got to the level he is at now. Where
it was Lee Child was 4, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Lee Child didn't sell a book till the 4th or 5th book, and then suddenly, bang, he just went off. Yeah.
And it is
But Joan Espo was like, because Scandi Noir was the thing that got me re-excited into crime enough to start writing it for myself. And apparently, he was just Joan Espo. You know, Barry Forshaw, the crime critic, said that he kind of met him on his first tour out to Britain, and he'd done, you know, The Cockroach and the Bat, and they hadn't really done that much. And then all of a sudden, Snowman, which was several books in, poof.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you kind of hope for, though, isn't it? Is that one book just...
I don't want to wait that long.
You break out title.
You break out title. My thinking is that, like, when you look at... Okay, so... Can't even see Gillian Flynn. I'd say, like, you know, so Paul Hawkins' Girl on the Train. First book, bang, and it's done incredible.
First book under that name, don't forget that.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
But it's one of those things where you go, Christ, you know, I was that, you know, it's that's like huge. How would you follow that? And I always that kind of thing would worry me. Is that I don't know how you feel.
It's terrible, yeah. No, it worries me because although I'm not, you know, that successful kind of thing, but you do worry that, like, I was lucky that I got a fairly decent advance on my first book, and that's the thing where immediately you're depressed by it, because you suddenly think, oh God, I've got to do this again, I've got to do it again,
It's easy to disappoint, isn't it?
Absolutely, especially with me. Very easy to disappoint. But you've got that thing where you've just got to, you're in the car, you've just got to keep your foot pressed down. You can't for a minute, you know, enjoy it, I don't think. Not yet. Maybe when, you know, you're sitting in Hawaii with, you know, a drink with umbrellas.
You get this kind of bravado response, you know, well, I write for me, not for other people. Well, you can actually write. I still think you can write for yourself and write something that's saleable as well. You know.
I think there's 2 parts to that, isn't there? There's one is like, don't try and write what somebody else is writing because you think that's what will sell. That's the part where you need to be true to yourself. But also, ultimately, you're writing for the reader, and it doesn't matter. You know, you shouldn't be worrying too much about volume of sales, but you should want to, and you should know that not everyone is going to love your book, but you should be wanting to entertain somebody, you know, or scare them or thrill them or whatever it is. For me, it's entertainment is at the heart of it, and there's you could say that's a broad umbrella. So I think that there's something right about being true to yourself and writing from your heart, in the sense that if comedy is your stuff, then don't try and think, oh wow, I need to write, you know, this kind of slasher type stuff, because
there are writers out there, and I was one of them when I did my children's series under a pseudonym, that are paid to write a particular thing, and that is the basis of their contract, that you are a paid pen.
And there's nothing wrong with, you know,
lots of ghostwriters and quite a lot of money doing that.
I also think,
not, you know,
but
that's
also,
fine.
we have this thing where, not so much us, to be honest with you, because we're all mainstream writers to some extent of what we're doing is, but I often think where people have a go with Dan Brown and, you know, 50 Shades, the old James, people have a go with them. Now, they're not my cup of tea, they're not what, you know, I'm not really into Dan Brown. I've read a couple of his books and, you know, but I couldn't criticise the guy because people enjoy them. That's the thing, people go away and sit on a beach or sit in a thing, and alright, they might enjoy something a little bit more highbrow or something like that, but it doesn't
No,
matter.
everyone wants to read.
I don't think it's even a highbrow.
Do you know what I mean?
argument.
It's, you know,
I don't think it's a highbrow argument. I think you can say on a base level someone is either doing it right or doing it wrong. I think especially with someone like say 50 Shades of Grey, is that you can look at that and aesthetically say that's not what I think, you know, good writing is.
I don't think anyone aspires to write a crap novel, though.
But I don't think she's. I don't think she's gone out of her way to not do it right. What I think it is just that it's the first thing she ever wrote, and it was fan fiction first, and it's not really changed from when she started. So there's been no real. But she wrote for the market that wasn't ever going to say, look, I don't think that metaphor works at all, or that's a really weird image that you've created there, or, you know.
I think as well it was a triumph of marketing
and
timing, wasn't it? Because
it was all about it was brilliant timing, excellent marketing.
Were all off,
it was an excellent marketing plan. It was brilliant.
I know people who love those books.
Yeah.
So it's not as if, you know. So I think that's the point. That people.
There's something for everyone. Really.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's entertainment.
So just read the books that you like. Yeah. Write the books that you can write, and then somewhere everyone will find each other, because there's
hopefully. Yeah.